as some of you might know, I've been playing a certain Sci-Fi Larp for quite a while now. And it just so happens this Sci-Fi Larp occasionally organizes specials on one of the coolest LARP locations I have been so far. And with it being this awesome, I really want to share it with you all. So a tiny bit of background. This specific LARP is called Frontier. It is a sci-fi military themed LARP that has been running for quite a few years now. And I have been playing it for 4 years already. Time flies. Occasionally they organize extra one-day events that take place on a different in-game and out-of-game location than the normal weekend events. These events are called specials. Sometimes LARP find extra awesome locations for specials, and oh boy, this is one of them. But before we can start playing, I have to make the 2-hour drive to Vlissingen. And here we are. This is our LARP location for today. This is the Mercuur. She is a decommissioned minesweeper that now also acts as a museum. One of the cool things is that all the equipment is there, and we were allowed to touch all of the buttons and switches. And the Frontier Orga has managed to organize multiple events here already. But why the Mercuur?
Well, we are a science fiction LARP. We really wanted a spaceship, and what better way to fizz-wrap a spaceship than to find ourselves a ship. But museum ships are not that common in the Low Countries, so we started looking, and I found the Mercuur, who was at that moment under restoration, a port just a few 100 meters from here. And with the chairman at the time and me, made an appointment, and we went there and we told them what we wanted to do, and they said yes. So we set up a first event here, and the volunteers of the ship were also really happy with it, because it was the first time that they actually saw the ship being used in its entirety again. We used the kitchen because, you know, LARPers gotta eat. And they were really enthusiastic about the fact that the kitchen was working again, and the galley was working again, and there was power on the ship. So, and people. There were a lot of very enthusiastic people in sci-fi military uniforms, and volunteers loved it. And since then they're really happy to let us play here occasionally.
So we got dressed in our costumes, and when time in was called, immediately things were starting to look a bit weird. The captain wanted to leave super quickly, even leaving some people behind. And from there on it got into a full-on LARP plot, where it turned out the ship and its captain were in a hostage situation. We managed to solve this in the 6 hours the game ran, and my non-technological character had a lot of fun playing the tourist on a super modern tech ship. In a way, it is funny to see how a rather old real-life ship can be a perfect location for a futuristic, hyper-modern spaceship. And well, it works. So I arrived in my hotel room. I am dead. It was a good fun day. Specials like these are just nice get-togethers. They're not the grand, big weekend events where a lot happens. There are less people, there are less NPCs, less props, less equipment, but this continues to be such an awesome location. It's not the first time we've played here, and I definitely hope not the last time. It's just fun to see the people again, just to walk around in character and chat with people for a bit in a slightly more casual manner. As one of the other players described really nicely, it's like a little vitamin shot of LARP. Just a single day, or in this case, an afternoon and evening. But for now, I am tired, and I am off to bed. A very good morning. What's better than spending the day by finding out there's a reptile zoo very nearby? So let's pay a quick visit there before we head back home. Reptile Zoo Iguana is not just a zoo. It is primarily a rescue that funds parts of its rescue activities by selling the tickets and running a zoo. It is apparently the biggest fully indoors reptile zoo in Europe, and a very interesting location, with it being housed in what used to be 4 separate buildings. is both interesting and sad to see such a wide and diverse collection of reptiles in this zoo, knowing all of them are rescues. On that side note, I would like to mention, it is normally not recommended to host some of these species with more than one in the terrarium. However, in this case, if it means rescuing versus no rescue, the choice is obvious. Aside from showcasing animals, Iguana also informs people about smuggling and illegal trade. All in all, if you are ever in Vlissingen, I can definitely recommend visiting it. Happy we decided to stop by before going back home. And there we go, that was a weekend spent at this wonderful museum ship, LARPing, and a reptile zoo. I hope you enjoyed it. It's completely different than what I usually do. I think it's my first vlog ever. Regardless, thank you all for watching. See you guys next time.